Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wee Larder channel. Hope you're all doing fine. Today we're going to be making a delicious Christmassy plum pudding. Absolutely love this recipe. It is so simple and you can make it boozy if you want to as well. The Scottish plum pudding actually comes from the Scottish plum porridge, according to Mary McNeil. She said that at some point the plum porridge that was used by our Celtic ancestors around the winter solstice turned into the plum pudding, a more solid version of the plum porridge. It's a really delicious Christmas pudding to have in December, and we absolutely love it. This recipe is so easy to make. It's just a case of putting all the dried ingredients together and then adding in the wet ingredients. I haven't actually put booze in my pudding in this recipe, but you can do. And I'll say in the recipe when you can do that. It's basically after you've mixed all the dried ingredients together, added the egg in, and then you can add in some booze then as well. So just like a cup of brandy or a cup of sherry or something, wherever you want to put in there, or even whiskey or something as well. I have actually used a Mason Cash ceramic pudding steamer for this recipe. I bought one today from the local hardware store because I was using like a non-stick pudding steamer with a lid, but I kind of burnt the bottom of it and I really wanted a ceramic one anyway, so I got one of those. It was really affordable. You could probably get it on Amazon, but hey, if you can get it in your local shops, buy it in your local shops instead. I've also added a link in the description box below to show you how to pop the greaseproof paper and tinfoil lid on the top. It is the Mason Cash video from YouTube. I found it really helpful. I did phone my mom and ask her how to do the lid properly as well, and she kind of helped me as well. It is easy once you get the hang of it. You got to make a little pleat in your foil and greaseproof paper so that if it needs to expand, it will be able to expand in the pudding. And it's really important that you pull the string really tight as well so that it does not leak into the pudding. And it's quite good to put a handle on there as well, which is really easy to tie on. So you'll see in my video how I did it. So anyway, let's get started on this delicious Christmas plum pudding recipe. So to get started on our delicious Christmas plum pudding, we're going to need all of these ingredients here, and we've got some alcohol at the bottom as an option as well. So we're going to pop all of our flour into our sieve and just sieve that through. We're then going to add in our breadcrumbs and our brown sugar. And we're going to add in our beef suet as well. So people ask me what suet is. This is the suet that I'm using, the Atora suet. And there's a really nice recipe on the back of this box as well for the dumplings. So delicious, and a beef stew. But if you can't get your hands on suet, try and use some kind of hard fat as a substitute. So we're going to add our suet in there. We're going to add in our salt as well. And now we're going to add in our spices. We've got our cinnamon, ginger, and our mixed spice as well. And we're going to add in our baking powder. So we're adding in our candied peel now. So this is what I'm using for the candied peel. And we're just going to add that in there. We're also going to add in our sultanas and our raisins as well. And we just need to give that a really good mix through, just to make sure that everything is really well combined. So we're going to add in our egg now, our milk, and our golden syrup. Now I've actually added in the milk after the egg, but it's probably better to do it the other way around. It was just that I actually almost forgot to add in the golden syrup in this recipe. Sometimes that happens to me. So you can see I've added in my milk first, but I would add the golden syrup in first because it will be easier just to find the right consistency once the syrup is in there as well. I just kind of knew offhand how much to put in for the milk, so but I would put the golden syrup in first. So we're popping in our golden syrup here. And this stuff is so sticky. Just make sure you get a spoon just to scrape it all off so you have the right quantity in there. And we're just going to give that a really good mix through now. So just spend a minute or so just giving it a really good stir through. So we're looking for a consistency that just drops off of the spoon. So if it's too thick, you might need to add a little bit more milk. So we're looking for something like this. So I've got my pudding steaming dish here, my new one. I absolutely love it. It came out really, really well in here, and this is well greased. So I've greased this all up with a little bit of butter. And what we're going to do is pop a bit of greaseproof paper on the bottom. So we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to take a small piece of greaseproof paper and just fold it over into a little triangle. So just keep folding it and folding it towards the center until you have like a little point. And then like so. And we're just going to pop that point into the center of the dish there. Take the scissors and just cut around the edge. And then you have a piece that should fit really well into the bottom of the dish. So we're just going to pop that into the bottom of our pudding dish here. We're now going to pour in our Christmas pudding mixture. So we're going to pop that into our dish now. And just make sure that you pat that down really well so that it is well packed. Now we're going to need a large square of tin foil and a square of baking paper, and this is to make the lid for the pudding. Now I have popped a video down below if you want to see how Mason Cash made it on their YouTube video. I popped a link for a video rather in the description box. It's basically the same way, but they might explain it a little bit better than me. So what we're doing is folding it in half, and then we're folding it over so that we have a pleat like so. So you can see here, there's this little extra fold that we've done here. We're just going to smooth that out, and this just gives you space for when the pudding is cooking. If it needs the space to grow bigger, it will expand, the foil will expand slightly. So we're going to tuck that round under the rim on our pudding dish like so, and we're going to use a piece of string to tie it really tightly round. So when you're tying your knot around your pudding dish, you want to leave a really long end of string so that we can then go back over the dish and make a handle. So you'll see what I mean here. This is quite a long bit of video, but I didn't want to speed it up. I just wanted you to see exactly what I was doing. So we want it as tight as we can get it, and want to make sure the string is underneath the rim as well. I'm just going to pull that really tight and make a knot there. And then one of the pieces of string is really long. We're going to take that back over the pudding dish, and we're going to run it underneath the string on the other side. And we're then going to pull it back over to the other side and we're going to tie that in a knot again at the other side, and this will give us like a small handle just to get it in and out of the hot boiling water, and it is really helpful to have this. On my metal steamer has like a little metal handle on the top, but so making the string handle is kind of essential, really, just for getting it in and out of the pan. I had to phone my mum and get instructions on how to do this actually. I'm not going to pretend I knew. So we're just going to trim that off, all the excess foil as well. So you should have something that looks like this with your cute little handle on the top, and we're going to pop that into a simmering pan of water. So make sure you've got enough water in there to come about halfway up the dish, and just make sure you don't run out as well. Keep checking on it. So we're just going to pop that in there, and we're also going to put a lid on there as well. So you're looking for about a medium simmer, nothing too crazy. And we're going to steam that for 2 hours and 15 minutes approximately. And you should have a pudding that's ready. I forgot to mention as well, if you wanted to add in alcohol into the pudding, you want to add it in before you add in your milk. So add in your egg, your golden syrup, and then a wee suppy of whatever booze you fancy using, brandy, sherry, whiskey, whatever you want to go for. This is an alcohol-free one because I'm giving it to the kids and they just would not eat it if I had anything boozy in it. But if you want to add your alcohol in, you can add it in after the egg and the golden syrup, and then add your milk in so that you're getting that nice consistency. So I've just popped a knife through here as well just to make sure that it comes out clean. If it is still sticky inside, you'd have to put it back in to the steamer. But 2 hours and 10-15 minutes was perfect for me on a medium simmer, so that should be fine for you. Now this is quite a small pudding as well. It feeds about 4 to 6 people. If you want something bigger, you could just quite easily double the recipe up. So if you're using a larger steamer, a larger pudding dish, you could just double the recipe and you'll be able to feed more people. But this is just perfect for a family. I mean, we're a family of 6 and this is just perfect for us. Serve it up with some ice cream, some custard even, or some whipped cream. So I hope you enjoyed making your delicious plum pudding. If you do like Scottish Christmas recipes, I have a whole section over my website where you can print off Christmas recipes over there. I also have my Christmas cookbook available for sale as well. It's $4.99 on my website. I think it's been on sale since last Christmas actually. It has some of my favourite Christmas recipes inspired by the Scottish traditions and the Scottish seasons. They are so delicious. So if you want to get that, you can pop over to my shop on my website, and I have some recipes coming up on Instagram as well. So if you're on Instagram, pop over and say hello. And I have a lot of delicious recipes coming up in December, so if you haven't subscribed, if you click the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, I'll see you guys again soon. So I hope to see you all very, very soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.